Now I'd like to briefly tell about probably the most important driver of development of art in Europe, the interlacing of local traditions of Germanic peoples with classical and Christian elements, and this fusion determined the development path of artistic traditions in Western Europe and led to the diversity of styles there. Germanic peoples, while having different traditions, nonetheless shared some fundamental characteristics, and in the period between the 4th and 7th centuries, the series of movements of Germanic and other barbarian peoples occurred, and this historical process is now known as the migration period. So art of Germanic peoples before they settled and converted to Christianity has also a sort of generalized name, the migration period art, which can be divided into two major groups, the polychrome and animal styles, and especially the animal style gave the migration period art its definitive character. And also it may be said that barbarian craftsmanship and metalwork were less elegant in comparison with Roman or Byzantine ones. Nonetheless, the barbarian items were still very skillfully made, some of them, and were true works of art. And the early Germanic metalworking traditions also had a significant positive influence on the production of high-quality knightly equipment in later times, and also on the evolution of manuscript illumination, like the adaptation of interlaces as decorative elements in illuminated manuscripts. For example, in Hiberno-Saxon illuminated manuscripts, the patterns are not chaotic, but they reflect the legacy of pre-Christian artistic traditions, which were applied to Christian symbols and biblical stories. And the same could be said about illuminated manuscripts or handicrafts in other parts of Western and Northern Europe. And of course, the processes of conversion to Christianity of Germanic peoples were very slow and were accompanied by conflicts and political struggle. And also the introduction of Christian elements and motifs spread by the Roman Church and influenced by Byzantine forms through the networks which were mentioned in the previous posts. So this introduction of Christian elements was also very gradual, and especially among northern Germanic peoples. But even in southern Europe, the Lombards, who conquered parts of northern and central Italy, they still stuck to their original motifs and models for a while, and the influence of Mediterranean forms became apparent here or there only by the early 7th century. Check the sources on the website and in the comments.